Photographs can be one of the most cherished ways to capture a moment, but sometimes a single photo can change everything. From backfiring jokes to shocking events, these images have turned lives upside down. Want to know how one picture can spark controversy, ruin careers, or make history? Grab your popcorn because these stories are about to take you on an unforgettable ride. Number 1. Kathy Griffin's joke that backfired. Kathy Griffin, a comedian known for her bold humor, once made a move that turned her world upside down. She had broken records with her stand-up specials, becoming a legend in comedy. But in May 2017, one photo changed everything. Kathy posted an image of herself holding a fake severed head resembling President Donald Trump. It was meant to be a joke, a harsh one, but still a joke. The caption referenced Trump's controversial comments about a female journalist, but the photo didn't land as humor. Instead, it sparked outrage. President Trump called the photo sick and said Kathy should be ashamed. His 11-year-old son, Barron, was reportedly scared by the image. First Lady Melania Trump called it disturbing and even questioned Kathy's mental health. What followed was a storm Kathy wasn't prepared for. She lost her CNN New Year's Eve job and faced a Secret Service investigation. Though she apologized, she later took it back, claiming she was unfairly targeted. One photo changed everything. Number 2. Miss Iraq's selfie sparks fury. Sarah Aiden, crowned Miss Universe Iraq in 2017, became the first Iraqi model in 45 years to compete in the Miss Universe pageant. What should have been a moment of pride turned into a nightmare. During the pageant, Sarah took a selfie with Adar Gandelsman, Miss Israel. The photos seemed innocent, even hopeful, as it was meant to spread a message of peace. She posted it on Instagram with the caption, "Peace and love from Miss Iraq and Miss Israel," along with heart emojis. But what happened next shocked her. In Iraq, many saw the photo as a betrayal of the Palestinian cause and an endorsement of Israel. The backlash was swift and brutal. Sarah and her family received death threats, forcing them to flee Iraq for their safety. Despite the chaos, Sarah refused to delete the photo. She explained in Arabic that the selfie wasn't about supporting any government, but about unity. The incident exposed the deep tensions in the region and changed Sarah's life forever. Number 3. The photo that defined Oklahoma's tragedy. The Oklahoma City bombing in 1995 was one of the deadliest acts of domestic terrorism in U.S. history, killing 168 people. Among the chaos, one photo stood out. A heartbreaking image of a firefighter holding 1-year-old Bailey Allman, pulled from the rubble of the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building. This image became a symbol of the tragedy. But here's what many don't know. The photo wasn't taken by a professional journalist but by Lester LaRue, a gas company employee who just happened to be nearby. He allowed Newsweek to publish it, thinking he owned the rights to his own picture. Hoping to honor the moment, LaRue even created t-shirts and statues featuring the photo. But then, things took a dark turn. Bailey's mother, Erin Allman, protested the commercialization of her daughter's death. To make matters worse, LaRue's employer claimed they owned the photo because it was taken during work hours using their camera. LaRue refused to give up his rights, but he was fired and lost a legal battle. While the company donated profits to charity, LaRue was left with nothing but regret and legal bills. One photo, a symbol of tragedy and resilience, ended up shattering lives in unexpected ways. Number 4. The fist photo that cost them everything. The iconic photo from the 1968 Mexico City Olympics shows Tommy Smith and John Carlos raising their fists in a Black Power salute during the medal ceremony. This simple act had powerful consequences. While the photo became a symbol of protest against racial injustice, it also brought serious backlash for those involved. Smith and Carlos faced heavy criticism, and their Olympic careers were tarnished. But the story doesn't end there. Peter Norman, the Australian silver medalist who stood beside them, paid a different price. Despite supporting the protest and wearing a civil rights pin, Norman was blacklisted from future Olympics. Australia turned its back on him, freezing him out of the sport entirely. Norman's life took a dark turn. He endured depression and battled substance abuse. When the 2000 Sydney Olympics arrived, Norman hoped to be recognized, but he was ignored. No VIP honor lap, no acknowledgement of his role in history. This one photo, seen by the world, left a lasting scar on Norman's career and life. It was a sacrifice for justice, but the cost was unimaginably high. Number 5. The man who filmed Rodney King's nightmare. George Holliday was just a regular guy, until one night in March 1991 when his life changed forever. He heard the sirens and grabbed his video camera, heading out to see what was happening. Little did he know, he'd capture one of the most infamous moments in history, a group of police officers brutally beating Rodney King. At the time, George didn't think much of it. To him, it was just a random tape, not something that would change his life. Back then, before smartphones, people thought they could get away with anything. The police officers thought no one would believe the word of a man like Rodney King. But when the shocking footage emerged, it exposed the truth. Despite the video, the officers were acquitted, leading to the deadly riots. And suddenly, George was blamed for everything. He received death threats, lost his job, and even his marriage. He became known as the guy who started the riots. The final insult? His name was misspelled in a Trivial Pursuit card. The whole thing ruined his life, all because he filmed the truth. Number 6. Anthony Weiner's tweet that ruined it all. Anthony Weiner was once a rising star in American politics, known for his passionate speeches and advocacy on issues like gun control and youth violence. Whispers floated around that he could one day be president. But in 2011, his promising career took a sudden nosedive, all because of a photo. On May 27, 2011, Weiner accidentally posted a sexually suggestive photo of himself on Twitter. The picture showing a man's groin area was meant to be a private message to a woman, but instead it was sent to his entire following. While Weiner quickly deleted the post, screenshots spread like wildfire online. At first, Weiner denied everything, claiming his account had been hacked, but just days later the truth came out. The photo was of him, and he had sent it. As more photos came to light, the scandal exploded. Facing intense pressure, Weiner resigned from Congress on June 23, 2011. The fallout didn't stop there. The scandal destroyed his political career and his marriage. Number 7. The photo that changed an immigrant's life. In June of 1968, history was changed forever when Senator Robert Kennedy was tragically shot by Sirhan. In that devastating moment, a photo was taken, an iconic image that captured the heartbreak of the scene. The photo showed Kennedy, dying, his head propped up by a young and shocked busboy. That busboy was Juan Romero, a 17-year-old Mexican immigrant who had just been shaking Kennedy's hand when the shot rang out. The image spread around the world, and Romero found himself at the center of a media storm. Some blamed him for putting Kennedy in danger by stopping to shake his hand. Others even demanded to know why he didn't take the bullet instead. Romero, a simple immigrant, was completely overwhelmed by the attention. He felt crushing guilt, believing that his actions had delayed Kennedy long enough for Sirhan to take the fatal shot. Unable to cope, he moved from town to town, trying to escape the fame that came with that tragic photo. While he eventually settled down, the haunting memory never left him. One photo, one fleeting moment, forever changed his life.